Yep.
It's very difficult. You know, I've worked so hard to try and become a champion at the highest levels for a really long time, and you know, it hasn't really worked out for me. You know, this one's tough. You know, I truly believe that I can get the job done. I thought I could get the job done. And as we were fighting, you know, it still felt pretty good.
Daniel Cormier was born in Lafayette, Louisiana. Though he excelled in numerous sports, his true love was wrestling.
You know, Jon and his coaches did a great job of coming up with a game plan. Early in the fight, he was hitting me with left hooks, right hooks to the body. And as the fight progressed, he started throwing them a little straighter, and that knee actually, that knee really did take a lot out of me early, I guess. But I feel fine. You know, I'll take some time and spend some time with my children and my family, and then I'll come back.
Once I found wrestling, though, man, that was it. On the wrestling mat, however hard I worked, I would see the success.
Success on the sports field masked a series of losses off of it, where in the span of a year, Cormier lost both a cousin and a teammate in separate auto accidents.
Looking back on it now as an adult, I can understand the emotion that I was going through more than I did then. Because then you're young, you're angry, you're mad. You know, it's like, in reality, we probably should have took some time to mourn and figure out what was going on, understand our emotions.
911. I think an airplane crashed across the road in the pasture from my house.
With this bulletin, one of 3 planes returning the Oklahoma State University basketball team and its staff has not returned after a game against Colorado tonight.
There were 2 student athletes, Oklahoma State student athletes, Dan Lawson and Nate Fleming.
It was sad, man. It was very sad. My mom is like very, very religious. She always tried to instill belief that God has a plan.
On a warm summer day in Texas, just 3 months after Caden was born, Cormier got the worst call of his life.
So I called the highway patrol. I asked if there had been any accidents, and they called me back and told me that there was an accident, and that Caden was the only fatality.
An 18-wheeler struck the car Caden rode in from behind, killing her instantly.
There's nothing like it. You just feel like nothing matters anymore. At that point, you start to question why. Why does this stuff keep happening to me? Why don't I deserve to be completely happy? And I was just in a house in a room. I put black curtains up, stayed in the room for a month, crying, sad.
I was aware that I was losing. You know, I thought the first round he did well, and towards the end of the round I started kind of gaining a little momentum. I thought second round I fought pretty well.
Finally, Coach Smith called me and he said, Daniel, you know, there's nothing I can do to make you feel better. He goes, but at the end of the day, the one thing that you can rely on, that you've always relied on, is this sport. Let it try and help you get through this and start trying to honor your daughter through your goals.
You know I lost, and Jon won. That's pretty much all it boils down to. It doesn't matter if it's closer or if it's not. You know, he won the fight.
Cormier achieved one of those goals when he was named to the U.S. Olympic wrestling team. After finishing 4th in the 2004 Games, Cormier had his sights set on gold in 2008. But the day before his competition, Cormier's body betrayed him.
I'm going to stand across the cage from that man again, and I'll believe just as I did tonight, and I'll take the fight to him again, I guess.
Thank you for being so candid. And last, how do you feel?
I want to first start by apologizing to all the fans who came out to support me for UFC 200.
Daniel, come on. Come on.
Fuck, I'm so sorry.
All the staff of the UFC. Daniel Cormier. I want to apologize to Daniel Cormier. I know that this fight means a lot to him. The fight meant a lot to me, and the fight's not happening. So just really wanted to apologize to everybody sincerely.
I know, I'm so fucking sorry.
Like, is there anything I can do? Like, I'll sign the release and we can just fight.
Can't do it.
That's a bummer.
You know, I didn't have to beat him to become champion because he beat himself.
What do you see in a fighter? For Cormier, it's what you don't see that defines him. His pain, his heartache, everything that he's lost.
It would drive me, you know. Now it's whatever, you know. I am the champion. It doesn't matter what Jon Jones says. I am the champion. I'm going to remain the champion next weekend, and I can finally put this little chapter in a long storied career behind me. This is a different situation we're in this time. I've been the UFC champion for 2 years.
He has the belt. He's not the champion.
Who are you to say who's the champion? You're some guy that doesn't even fight.
Coming up in 1 week, what can the fans expect to see from you?
The best version of me that they've ever seen. What they can expect is Jon trying to grab and hold onto me a lot faster this time, because I'm going to punch him in his face the moment they say fight. I have everything in this world that I have ever wanted. I go home to my beautiful wife and my children. And I was not responsible for the things that he did. It's not the narrative. Nobody cares about the narrative anymore. I don't care about your punishments. I don't care about the stuff you do outside of the octagon. All I care about is you showing up on July 29th and you and I getting to fight again.
Good. Step back. Good luck. Here we go.
It's all I've cared about for 2.5 years. All this other does not matter. Don't feel sorry for me. I don't want your pity. What I'm going to take is your respect.
Let's go, champ. Come on.
Cormier once again sends Jones retreating.
He's just having a hard time reaching Jon. Oh, Jon landed on that kick. He's hurt.
DC was stunned by that head kick.
Come chase this real title and get beaten. I'll ship you back to Albuquerque.
Jon Jones needs me.
Cormier's in big trouble, and Jon is all over him.
Here comes Johnny Bones with the ground and pound. Cormier.
That could be it.
Trying to
That's it. He's out. He's out.
I want to take this time to thank Daniel Cormier for being my biggest rival and motivator. Daniel Cormier, guys, he has absolutely no reason to hang his head. He has been a model champion, a model husband, a model father, a teammate, leader. And I aspire to be a lot more like that man, because he's an amazing human being. Unfortunately, we were opponents, but outside of that, he is a true champion for the rest of his life.
Congratulations, Jon. Daniel, give us your thoughts right now.
I don't know, man. I thought the fight was going well. I don't even know what happened. It's like I got kicked in the head. Oh, man. That was so disappointing. I don't know, man. I guess if you win both fights, there is no rivalry, so I don't know.
Thank you for everything, Daniel. Daniel Cormier, ladies and gentlemen.
Regardless of what I'm dealing with, pales in comparison to some of the things that I've had to experience in the course of my life. It's a fight. It's a competition. What's the worst that could happen? I lose. I'll take that all day. As long as I have my kids and my family to go home to, I'm good.